Pierre, do you want to tell the people what just happened?
Fuck. Yes.
Tell the people why it's 2 a.m. right now when we're recording this on a weekday. I'd like to hear
technology, Christian. I'm not. I don't hail from a country of technology. You know this. You know I'm a caveman. You know this. I believe in my sticks and my spears, and hunting with my bare hands. Just this whole AI thing is foreign to me. Yes, this laptop just kept us for almost 35 minutes because I couldn't see the unmute microphone button on my fucking laptop. This
crazy. This is how we start season 2.
This
season 2. She's alive, Pierre. She's alive. She's alive. Burt. Burt.
We're prisoners. You're torturing us.
What does Dylan say?
Fucker.
Oh, dude, Dylan's freaking out.
He was freaking out. Christian, when you have a big dude as like Milkshake charging at semi-full speed, because he only had like 3 steps from the door to Dylan.
He got tackled.
Yeah, nobody will ever know this, but damn, it just fucking, like, we were in such happier mood, and just wasted time, couldn't get this shit to connect, but people don't fucking care, unfortunately. But Christian, run us through again, because you had this beautiful monologue of how you liked the beginning of how Mark was running.
What did I even say?
Honestly, I'm gonna repeat what you said. This is just frustrating. Yes,
okay,
Christian.
No, I remember. Okay, so there's a parallel that happens. So in season 1, the first episode, the first time we see innie Mark, he's walking down the hallway, and it's this really long hallway with like twists and turns, and he's heading towards the room where he's working on his computer. But during that shot, the camera is just I forget what they call it. I think it's just a one shot. That might be the term for it. But the camera is just following him the whole way through as he's walking through the hallway, no breaks whatsoever. The vibe was very relaxed, like he was just going into work. Now season 2, things are way more intense, but it starts off where now he's running through the hallway instead of walking like he did in season 1. So, and the camera is still a single shot that's on him as he's running. So things are a lot more intense. The vibe is different. It's really preparing us. It's saying, without actually saying, that season 2 is going to be more intense, and it's starting off with a bang. But it's starting off in the same way that season 1 started off, kind of, but it's a lot more intense.
Intense as fuck.
Very nice.
It is pretty nice.
Season 2.
You already know what I'm going to say, but I'm just going to repeat it because I said it in the first take. They're never going to get to hear. Yes, what I like about this, what they did the same way as season 1, is that they gave us like B in episode 1, and then they give us A in episode 2. To elaborate further on that, on season 1, episode 1, we see Eliar wake up and being interrogated by Mark. We don't know what the fuck's going on. Episode 2 of season 1, we see Eliar going through the procedure, signing in, walking in with Milkshake. Like, we see Eliar, all the constant trying to leave, coming back, trying to leave, coming back. They give us an explanation. Every time she left, she would talk to Milkshake that we saw in episode 2. As in, they kept closing in these little gaps as to what the fuck is happening. They're like, hey, this is what we're doing. And they did the same thing again in season 2, how Mark's running, he finds 4 people. We're like, who the fuck are those 4 people? We find in episode 2 the reason why there was 4 people. Everyone got fired. Milkshake had 48 hours, brought in a crew of a bunch of people. And then Mark is recording, said, you know what the fuck's going on here? I need my team. For that reason, they brought Mark's team back, but they initially replaced him. As in, we got to have a lot of answers to a bunch of question marks of the first episodes in both seasons. And they follow that same sequence, the same like way of doing it, and they did it nicely. But yeah, Christian, this was fucking sick. This was sick. And we're introduced to Miss Huang. What are your thoughts on Miss Huang, Christian?
Honest
like,
thoughts.
The Milkshake 2.0, actually. Yeah, because there's been there's a switch now. Like with Cobel out, Milkshake is now the new Cobel in terms of ranking, and Miss Huang is now the new Milkshake.
Yeah, my honest thoughts is that's a great child actor. It's rare. The only time that I remember being like, wow, this child actor is really fucking good was The Visit.
Oh, never mind.
No, the Visit.
Yes.
The little boy.
The brothers and sisters.
And the sister. Yeah, that was a great duo. Here, the main reason I'm saying I think Miss Huang is a great actor, it's the scene where everybody has the ball and they're sitting at a table and they're giving their introduction. And then Miss Huang, Mark S., he's like,
how many 4 new friends?
4 new friends. And then she corrects him. That's nice, Mr. Mark. But I'm here to remind you, I'm not a friend. And the way she looks at him, the way she holds that gaze, there's not a twitch, there's not a single hint of like she's Like it's
Fear,
just, she's
hesitation.
stone cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the actor being very locked in, and that impressed me. It did, because that was intense. It's hard for a kid to come off as intense, and she did, especially when she doesn't look threatening physically, but that stare and the silence that came with it made her really intense, and that's a hard thing to capture as an actor, let alone a child actor. So that's what stood out to me about Miss Huang. But if we're going to talk about like the context of the show, I like how everybody is questioning like, why is this little kid here?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So Milchek,
It's been 5 months. Milchek.
well, yeah, Milchek says it's been 5 months, and the outie or the innies have started this new revolution. Not a revolution, but whatever it's called. I do like that. I would imagine if you're watching this on a week-to-week basis, that this cliffhanger, they're really going in with the cliffhangers, huh? Like they started it off at the end of season 1, and now it's just season 2. Because when I watched this first episode, I was so interested in what happened in the outie world after like they switched back.
Yeah.
They were teasing us, and they didn't show it throughout any of episode 1.
It did
and then
not.
we get the answer in episode 2.
In episode 2. Yeah.
I like when as much as I joke about the cliffhangers, I do think there's an art to a good cliffhanger, because number one, that indicates that the story is interesting to the point where you want to know what happens, and then number two, the showrunners are crafty enough to keep you on the hook, which is a good sign for a mystery story. You want to be on the hook. You want to know what happens next.
Keeping you on the hook with something completely different than what you wanted to be kept on the hook for. Because like you just said, you tune back in for what the fuck happened in Mark's house. Yet they give you this innie running through the elevator, equally suspenseful and intense.
Yeah,
so,
it is equally intense.
In the moment, you're completely forgetting, wait, my last scene was him saying she's alive. Why do I not care to know that she's alive? Why am I chasing this man right now?
And I did remember thinking that, man, I really want to know what's happening in the outie world. And then when they switched to the outie world, I'm like, shit, I really want to know what's happening in the innie world. So that's great that they were doing that.
The reason Milchick gave Mark, bro, Miss Cobel, she got fired. Christian, we believe she developed an erratic fixation on you and your Annie, and had planned to pursue you. Yeah. Had plans to pursue you.
It's just crazy enough that like it kind of like it's crazy enough to somewhat be believable,
plausible. Yes.
Yeah. Because it's like why? It's like they went the extra mile.
Yeah.
Just to really make it feel like this came out of nowhere.
Like, hey, we're supposed to be work-life, like, split, right? She was in your house with your sister. What's going on here? Like, she had your baby? Yeah. She wanted to be in a throuple when you're in your outie. It's just, his face. Also, Christian. Kind eyes, right? Kind eyes. Season 1. Milchick told Mark, do you not know how to make kind eyes? Notice? Milchick sit down and said, Mark, I locked you in a room like an animal. As an unsevered man, I'll have to carry that for the rest of my life.
He doesn't give two shits.
Dude, the manipulation that these people, oh man, the acting is already insane. The way he's able to switch on and off. Like, do you remember the scene when Dylan is walking off? I think they show you that in this season. Dylan, when he tackled Dylan, so Dylan's leaving bruised, and they show you Milchick's face, kind of sad, kind of understanding. Like, there's like a humane side to him. Like, damn, I really just locked these guys in the room. But at the same time, we see this Milchick. We're like, bro, Milchick. We're like, you're fucking bluffing. And you don't give a fuck. But anyway, yeah, they made history, right? You showed them in the newspaper. And Lumon. Okay, we're doing 1 and 2, so we can go 1 and 2. The way they were able to carry this story, Christian, and flip this story inside of the innies and outside with the world. Outside with the world. Elena Egan went on live television. Oh my God. Like, what a performance. This woman reminded me of the movie that we did, Side Effects. Do you remember Side Effects, Christian? The woman was faking to be depressed? Yes.
Of course.
Like, oh, and notice precision too, right? How they want to uphold this image of Lumon. So for that reason, they need to divert anything that's bad away from Lumon's PR. I was on a non-Lumon medication for an arm rash. As in if this was a Lumon thing, yeah, I would not have had this reaction. This is how she started. Just so you guys know, I was on a non-Lumon medication for an arm rash. And then to hearken deeper into this, distrust of Lumon has been sadly endemic since its foundation. My words provided more fuel for pernicious hate and derision. I made mistakes, but I'm also human, just like my innie, and just like you. Remember what she told her innie in season 1, Christian? I'm a person. You're not.
Yeah,
Just the way.
she's mixing in the truth with some
Oh
lies.
no, there's no lie. There's no truth in there at all, Kristen. She doesn't think her
No,
needs
like
to.
the discourse that like the controversy surrounding Lumen, like she's touching on that,
Mm.
but at the same time she's lying about the truth of what's happening.
Yes,
Like
yes.
like the fact that she's adding like an acknowledgement of the distrust people have. It's like it's bolstering her lie.
Yeah, she's using that, right? It's just no, they do it perfectly, and that's how they connected, and that's how they took care of their image on the outside, not on the inside. Oh, guys, we have a new orientation that we're gonna show every new people that come in here. Sit down, watch real quick. Oh, God bless the macro data uprising. Because of them, they showed us so much that now we're gonna have new reforms. There's gonna be new snacks. There's gonna be new activities. I think here for the macro data uprising. It's just the way these people are able to flip such a bad situation inside and outside is just crazy. So now these guys are like proud for something they've done, thinking they're contributing to the better of the company. Irving got a laugh at some point. Oh, we found love down here. Mark is kissing. It was just fucking beautifully done. Like the way they took care of this.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's some crazy shit.
I do want to go back to episode 1,
Okay.
specifically the scene where you remember the painting that Mark saw when he, I forget exactly where, but there's a
When he came back for good. When they brought them all back. Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. That painting was so strange because it kind of reminded me of Attack on Titan a little bit because it was like walls within walls, but the imagery there, it was like a painted sun, and then these people, they were either buried in the concrete or the sand underneath this painted sun up to their like clavicles, and they looked like they were bruised and beaten, and then Kier's bending down in this attire that makes him look like he's from the, I don't know, 18th, 19th century. He's putting his bloody hand on one of the people that's buried in the ground. There's a bloody sword on his back, and behind him is an army of people seemingly carrying either pitchforks or shovels or rifles, one of the two. And then they're like inside a wall that's inside a wall. It's that's the type of shit that makes you, if you like theorizing, god damn, you could go so many directions with that. I don't even know what to make of that shit. That's
I would
a lot
not be
going on in that
surprised.
painting.
I would not be surprised there was a lot of theories from that. Yeah, like I told you, right? I had a fucking Severance. Well, I had a Severance Teams chat at work, and I have a Severance like IG page with 2 coworkers, and there's been so many
You have a
theories.
Severance Instagram. What is that?
Like on Instagram, you can create groups. On any social media platform, you can create groups. As in, like, yeah,
you mean
but
like
then
a
the
group
reels,
chat?
yeah, like group chat, where like they just shoot Severance reels in there. But like
Okay.
none of this has been like I've managed to, because dude, that's how we are. We always think of shit that we do anyway. As in, like, there's nothing I'm saying here that's been from there. Like this excitement,
Right.
the details that I've picked up on, are shit that I picked up on the second watch.
We get it. You want credit. We get it.
Well, Christian, I've been doing this for 2 years with you. What the fuck? What I've been? Hey, also, I did Dark Matter. Nobody watches Dark Matter. So where did we get our details from ourselves? that's just to show you we don't get details from anywhere else. Like nobody watched that show, Christian. It was just us, and I fucking loved every second of it. Anyway, Christian, we're talking about details, right? Because we're jumping. We have no structure for this shit. Notice, Christian. End of episode 1. Ellie is reaching to find out how to turn on the computer. And then it's a very quick scene. At the end of episode 1 of season 2, Mark's like, yeah, I got my whole crew back. We're good. We're working. And he walks in, and then you see Ellie's index going, clip. Oh, I found it. Clip. Open. And she turned on the computer. Number 2, notice when she opened the elevator, when all the innies are coming back, they're back to the stage that they were picked up at, right? Like as in Irving is still screaming Burt, and then elevator open up. Irving, Dylan is still like and then because he just got tackled by Milkshake. Ellie came out like there's an H. Helly? Yeah. English is my first language. Yeah, she came out, and it's like, whoa, what's going on? And then the hug. Mark hugged her because you remember the last interaction was a kiss, and she was kind of like, okay, I guess I'll hug you. As in, there's something off. And even the story, like, what do you think that is? Like, do you think she's ashamed? Again, I already finished Severance, but anyway, it's a rewatch for me. It's a first watch for Christian. Like, they're asking each other, what did you guys see? What did you guys see in the outside world? She's like, oh yeah, no, I was just wearing simple pajamas, and I saw a gardener. And then Irving is like, at night, bitch?
Night gardener.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm an innie, and I still know this shit is, like, what? And then she's like, yeah, he had a cop that's a brother. I told him the story. Why do you think she's lying, Christian?
All right, I have a confession.
What the
I had
fuck?
a confession.
Did you watch the whole show?
I watched a little bit more.
Where'd you get to? What episode did you get to?
Maybe 7. Listen, man, I was sick.
This is good.
Okay?
You keep all this in. Keep all this in. That's fine.
I was sick. All right?
Oh, come on. Fuck. But at the same time,
sick.
this robs you of... Can this... Okay, this does not rob me. I'm still like... I'm excited what's coming, but I didn't. But, okay, let's say you watch to 6 or 7. It's fine. It's fine. We're still going to go through all these. But
yeah, but we shouldn't...
at the time...
we should keep it to 1 and 2. Because
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. That's good, actually. That's even more challenging for you now. But do you go back and rewatch those before we discuss them? Or, like, how far do you... Or do you just keep going and then go back from memory? Like, what's your process for this?
Well, I mean, it's... I watch... Like, I take notes. And then because for this, I remember it pretty clearly. But, like, before we record, I just go back and look at the key scenes and then the transitions and all that stuff.
Okay, that's cool. But okay, when I first watched this, I'm like, maybe she's ashamed. Like, I just found out I'm at the epicenter of the new regime of this whole movement because I'm the young face and they want to attract more people. And what's better than me being a strong advocate of this with my dad? That's what I thought.
Yeah, like, I figured she was just... Because it did strike me. I was like, why are you... Just tell them. But then I was like, okay, maybe she's just ashamed. I mean, in my head, I was like, well, that's still not good enough of a reason for you to hide this information. But I would have just gone with him and like, okay, so you're hiding it. But then the payoff would have happened, and I would have been like, oh. But we should talk about the payoff, though, because we're only talking about episode 1 and 2, so. But, yeah, no. It's, Helly is acting strange. Very strange, Helly. Very strange. What's going on?
When Irving threatened to leave, and Dylan held him back, and he said, "I'm your favorite perk." And Dylan's like, "Don't bring them into this." Their dynamic's insane. It's fucking wild. No, that was very funny and great. Fuck, you've watched ahead. This is like I don't. Because it's irrelevant for me. Like, watch ahead or not, like I can stay in an episode because I'm like I'm fine. But I wonder if
an episode too. Yeah, I mean,
no,
I did
like,
that all the frame.
You did do that all. No, but you would rewatch them for the fucking thing. Like, just. But okay. What I wanted to mention, right? Episode 1 still there's like they're starting to buy them off. Like, great. Like, we know Mark. Why would Mark want to come back, right? Like, in episode 2, Milchick tried. Like, he went to Devon's house. Like, your innie should not be rewarded with non-existence, which is so fucking poetic because you're killing him if you don't come back to Lumon. And he went back to his house with more incentives later on. Like, there's a 20% bump. There's evaluation from outside organizations, not Lumon, non-biased. And, of course, Gemma, which hit deep. He's like, your wife, you were sad. Your innie has found love. As in, he incentivized Mark to come back. Mark came back for all these good reasons. More money, love, too. That's great. Dylan. Now, remember, they're aware Dylan was the reason that all this happened in season 1. Well, they all participated, but he did the hardest work. He stayed back and held 2 levers. Right, yeah, they could have kept... Imagine, alternate universe, dark matter, they just hold him captive for that forever. Never bring the other ones back. Just, they turn him to Miss Casey. And they send you down there, bring you back up. Send you down there, bring you back up. Or whatever it is, but that's not what the show's about. But the way they got to buy Dylan. Okay, the other guys are single. You have a wife. Dylan, come to my office. Let's show you something. This is somewhere where you can meet your Audie's wife. And watch Milchick's answers. Oh, are you telling me I can see my Audie's wife? Well, if you take the name of the room at face value, I'd say yes. He's not saying, oh yes, I'm telling you. You know how when people say politicians are politically correct? Or a way of answering something by like not answering something. He's not saying, yes, this is the room. He's like, if you take the name of the room at face value, I'd say yes. Holy shit, the holiest. And then, to wrap it up, I would not mention these to your colleagues to not bring resentment. I'd hate for your friend to turn against you after all you've done for them.
Yeah, it's some pretty good psychological manipulation act.
Dude!
Because he's taking a huge risk by letting him even meet the Audie's wife in the first place. But
at the same time, he owns him.
So.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like because you're not dealing with idiots, right? You're dealing with people they're full-grown adults, so you have to play into these things if you really want to try to convince them to stay, or just convince them to be compliant with themselves at work.
That is true.
Because you can't go back. You can't undo what they saw outside of
On the surface,
workplace.
yes.
Yeah, so you just have to work with what you got. And if that means doing stuff like letting him see his wife, then that's what they got to do.
No, it's not just that too, Christian. It's also keeping them divided. Because now for example, right? Spoiler, and we'll bring it back. Like, you already watch ahead. Notice Dylan couldn't really say shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna bring right back. As in, like, when I said, like, to own him, to keep them divided. Now it's like, yeah, if you say, guys, there's an uprising, let's go. They're gonna be like, well, you're able to see your wife. What if we just tell them this whole time you've been able to see your wife? You kept that from them. As in, this is something he wants. Obviously, he's now way more intrigued than everyone else. Why? Because he knows he has a son. This guy is now fully aware that he has a life outside of here. This guy knows that he breeded.
You could just say he had a kid.
Bro.
Breeded, huh?
No, I was this fucking Jamaican guy I was listening to. He was like, I'm gonna breed her. I was like, bro, that's
So
wild.
aggressive.
These guys are, all right? These motherfuckers are barbaric. Again, not Jamaicans. It's just this guy. It was just funny. It's like, you breed her. But anyway, he's like, yeah, like, he has a kid, he has a wife, and also, speaking about kids and wife, when Milchick fired them, right? Because that was first step. Let's fire them. Let's keep Mark alone because he needs to complete Cold Harbor, and let's bring these new people in. Do you see how he talked to his wife when he missed out on the job? Like, hey, baby, I'm talking about Dylan. Dylan's outie. How was it, baby? Oh, me not picking up should be a sign, no. Obviously, I didn't get it. I'm like, bro.
Hey, well, you know, well, I mean, I get the frustration, though. Like, I did resonate with that scene. Because, you know, I had that whole job hunting period. People would always ask, like, how was the interview? And it's like, you know, once you do interview after interview after interview, sometimes you just want to sit alone and not have to replay what went wrong. And that could hurt when you do that. So, but the whole interview was such a roller coaster of emotions. I was like, damn, this is funny. I was like,
He did get the job until he brought on Lumon. The guy's like, I think it's abhorrent, which just to show you further how this whole thing is divided, is so divisive among that country or state, wherever it is that they're supposed to be, that universe that they exist in. Because it really is true, bro. This is unethical as fuck. But homeboy flipped real quick. Like, he really had him. Like, when he asked him to finish, like, satin or flat, because, you know, we did college work, Christian, I think that's what he said. And my boy to say semi-gloss, which is an interior kind of painting, normally in kitchens.
It's so funny how impressed he was. Oh, wait. Well, no, he wasn't impressed at that line, right? He was the kind of like...
He was impressed at the semi-gloss. He said, what kind of door you want to be? He's like, one that can, like, flip-flop. He's like, ooh, so you want to be able to close yourself when you're done or something.
No, I'm thinking of the line
interview.
where... Me too. I'm thinking of the line where he's... something about a kickball game. And he's like, oh, what's the prize? And it's like a door or something.
Yeah.
And then he gets disappointed. He's like, oh.
Yeah, he got disappointed there. Like, fuck, he got disappointed. My boy mentioned Lumon's like, yeah, that's it, we're done. He was like, crazy. Okay, we're talking about rejections, Milchick firing. Irving, Christian. Irving goes to some fucking telephone booth trying to call someone. The person doesn't pick up because I guess the person's just not there. And he said, I know you can't hear me, or like, I know I can't reach you right now, but I want you to know my innie got the message. And then he hung up the phone. And then Burt is following him. Do you remember that scene? It was like
I do.
Late at night for some reason. It's crazy. And now Irving even looked mad, like, skeptical when Milchick came back, like, the next day. Not the next day, however long it took for Milchick to get him back. Yeah, there's and they show you that the new crew. What did you think of the new crew, by the way? Who only lasted one episode? The Hispanic guy, the very old man, the girl. We didn't even have enough time with them.
Yeah, I was thinking I like the dynamic of the old crew better, and I don't know if I was wondering, okay, are they gonna try to make these crucial characters, or are they just substitute characters that are just gonna be used to, like, for a couple scenes or whatever? And I was hoping it was gonna be the latter, just because, you know, the guy with the accent, and also the old guy that his department never got to. Mark W. His department never met quota. The woman was funny. I wouldn't mind if she stuck around more, but yeah, my first impression was like, you know, I gotta be sold on them first. I wasn't sold on them yet, but I did like the guy with the accent. He was funny. He was funny because he was just. It's just so out of place that it's like comical how out of place he is.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, dude, you're in hell. Like, people getting tortured right below you.
The girl was giving me, is her name Zoe Deschanel, the new girl, like the TV show? I was getting.
I guess I can
new
see
girl
it.
vibes
Yeah.
from her.
She was a bit bubbly, but not overly. I guess I can see it. I can see Zoe in that.
She's
That is
like very
true.
quirky.
There's something we got to know from there that well, we learned a lot in that episode, right? That was episode 1. Like, number 1, Lumen is in 206 countries, which is wild. We're thinking this is just in this town, this country. Like, these motherfuckers have spread like a virus. Number 2, there's different kinds of, like, Lumen, as we know, like a rich, it's more of the rich that are centered around it. The senator, his wife, like, the Egans are all multimillionaires. Like, the fact that they're able to operate in poor countries, like the Hispanic guy, I hope he's Hispanic. They never give us a lot of reference into him. He's like, my department was so poor, we just had brooms. Like, wherever it is that he's coming from. As in, there's different, Lumen is able to exist in poor areas or middle class or rich or areas that are very elevated in tech. The girl mentioned, the girl they say is quirky. Oh, the Egans in my Lumen where I came from were animatronic in her perpetuity wings. The ones you have are just statues. The Hispanic guy's like, oh yeah, the one that we had were just brooms. We couldn't afford statues. It's very quick. They brush up on that right away because these people are not even part of any story. But it's just to show you that Lumen exists in so many different countries, different regions, different social classes in these countries. That is fascinating that they're able to spread this wide, no matter how controversial what they're doing is.
Right.
No, I mean, yeah, that's what I was fucking stretch it out. But yeah, it's some fucking...
The whole having to climb a rope instead of taking an elevator.
Yeah.
That is...
Yeah, picture
very,
that.
That it's hard for that not to stand out. Especially because when you look at Lumen, and you look at the building that we have been exposed to so far, and how futuristic it looks, how polished it looks, how clean it looks extremely high-tech. It is extremely high-tech. You walk in an elevator and your brain shuts off. That's crazy technology. But then you also think back at the paintings. You think of the house that Kier was like the Kier residence and how old school it looked. And then in the paintings, you see these very old school imagery of like candles. And when there was that one painting where somebody was sick in bed, it might have been Kier, and he had a bunch of maids around him, and it looked very much like 19th century, late 18th century kind of stuff, or maybe early 20th century maybe. And then you see the painting we saw in this episode where it was very much like it felt old. It felt really old. So when you look at these paintings, you contrast it with how modern everything is surrounding those paintings, and you hear a story like this, that they had to climb ropes instead of using elevators. It's like, it feels very, the timeline of all this stuff. There are things happening now that feel very futuristic, but then it feels like the history digs so much deeper into the past because we keep getting this imagery that's very much like not futuristic. It feels very old.
Archaic.
And that's a nice, it's a nice balance that they're striking because it makes you very curious if this feels so rich, what's happening here. And then also because we know that there's several generations of Kier members or the Kier lineage. There's many CEOs that have come and gone. So, and this has been happening for so long. It's very interesting. It makes you, there's a lot in this show to theorize about. They give you like these little bites to chew on, like the goat room. They haven't touched on that.
They will.
Showing it.
Wait, no, they will. We'll see goats. That's true.
They haven't touched on that, and that's just such a random thing to throw in there. And then there's his wife and what's going on there, and then there's just the whole numbers thing. They haven't touched on that yet. What the numbers mean? What's the work that they're doing? It feels very complex in a very good way, and they're unraveling it very wonderfly.
The attention to detail, like even that's an attention to detail thing too. Like the guy just mentioning the rope, giving us that visual that you just got into, just how rich, how deep, how long this company's been there, or if they do operate in poor countries or rich or whatever conditions. As in season 1, they mention, hey, how do you guys not bump into each other when you're up there coming down there? He's like, oh no, they make sure to do it. I forgot the adjective.
Stagger them.
Yes, Christian. You were following. Okay, Christian, you're back. He never left. It's a joke, Pierre. But so it's stagger them, and they show you at the end of episode 2 of season 2. Like Mark comes in, go to the elevator at 9:04, followed by Dylan at 9:05, followed by Irving at 9:06. It's even though they told us these things, would just be like, all right, let's give them the visuals. You know how they did that shit in The Last of Us? Or like fuck. Wait, I just lost my train of thought. What did I like that they give us a visual for? I've like a bunch of shit in that show, Christian. But if I don't remember, that's gonna bother me. No, when Tess and Frank were talking about what we're gonna do, what would the sign be if I'm ever in trouble? Like I'll play this song, and then they show you just that, and then they blur out the rest of the conversation because you don't need to hear it. It's unimportant. We already told you what you need to hear. And then the end of episode 1, when that song was playing, Trouble, and when Joel told Ellie it means trouble or some shit, we gotta get out. You must know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Cool, of course. I was about to say, yeah. I love it. It did that very, very well. Now, Cobel, Christian, that conversation, Ellen. I love dualities and within characters. This is another reason why I love Dark Matter, right? Like bouncing in and out of different Jasons, alpha male Jason. Well, he's not a non-alpha male, as in cutthroat Jason and sweet Jason, or like a sweet Amanda, bitter Amanda. I love that. That conversation with Cobel in the beginning of season 2, episode 2. I'm gonna stop mentioning seasons. We're in season 2, episode 2. That Drummond is sitting at the end of the table, which is such an intimidating tactic. This big dude is sitting at the end. Cobel is not batting an eye. Like, what you did was fucked up. We'll apologize. I deserve an apology. I apologize. My father apologizes. You don't value me. You fear me. We don't fear no one. Bro, it was just like the tension in this room. Okay, let me get to hear your thought on this.
I didn't see the guy sitting at the end I didn't see that as an intimidation tactic. I saw that as a disarming tactic. It would have been intimidating if he was like right there staring her in the eye, because that's an intense dude. The actor
him being in the room at all was intimidating to me. But also, you thought that was just like he's only far away so we can spread our legs and shit and be open.
Well,
his presence in the room alone.
Yeah, but the fact that he's distancing himself so much, like that's not, you don't do that if you want to intimidate someone. Like it's like if they really wanted to intimidate, then he would have been right, like either behind her or he would have been directly across from her so that there's two people making eye contact. But he was sitting at the far end and he wasn't even, his body language was not even facing them.
See, that's the thing. That's true. I can see how you can see it like that. For some reason, I guess it's how my mind like works differently. Like his presence in the room, him being that far off, not moving, just sitting straight with his hands like he had, like his fingers across and his elbows on the table. Like that alone to me was just like, yo, why is he here? Like Helena, if you want to talk to me, Helena, how do you pronounce it? Helena. English is not my first language. Yes, Helena, if you want to talk to me, just talk to me. Why is this man not being here? But this is not here nor there. But yeah. Cobel stood on fucking business, and she never got angry. Cobel kept going up, which reasonably so. Like, you just fired me. And the way to dismiss her, I need to talk to Dylan G to find out, no shit got that. We got a new department for you. And for her to pick up right away, yeah, these people fuckers are trying to get rid of me, to be like, yeah, no, I'll give it some thoughts. Just, Drummond will walk you out? I don't need an escort. I love Cobel so much, man. But Elena Egan, I love her character too. See how she was rewatching the kiss scene with Mark in the elevator over and over?
Yeah.
It's just, so when she gets back, it's...
Yeah, because when you watch like that scene, it really feels like in the moment, oh, is she empathizing with her innie? She's like, oh my god, is this actually a person? Do they actually have feelings? Like, am I
missing
starting
out?
to get senses of guilt? Like I'm seeing her act, and she like it's just, that's the impression that you can walk away with from, because she looks a little bit uncomfortable watching that. So, but yeah.
No, it's some crazy shit. Yo, they fire the crew because Mark can't continue without completing Cold Harbor. Also, yeah, the end of episode 1, Cold Harbor 68%, and we see another monitor also saying 68%, and then we see Gemma's face, Miss Casey. We're just like, what the fuck is going on? Bro. Cold Harbor, Christian. Wait, so if I say devour feculence, do you already know what that means? Like, well, not know what that means. Did you get that? Did you see that scene already?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's fine. It's wild. Christian, you're gonna love Milchick. Like, I'm just gonna start saying you're gonna love LER, Christian.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, even that's what I said before. No matter which route it went down, I would have been like, fuck, my expectations have been set already. So it's like, that's how sensitive I am to spoilers. Shouldn't say that some crazy shit on the internet because people just love to spoil.
I don't really give a fuck about spoilers. I'm so glad that none of these ever done anything to me. I don't know.
Because you're soulless. That's why.
It does feel like I'm soulless at times, Christian. Don't let them know. Yeah, I don't know. If something's good, whether I'm told beforehand or find out by myself, like it won't decrease how well that thing has been, I guess. You would definitely get the procedure, would you?
You would have an innie.
I would have an
You would
innie.
have an innie.
I would not have an innie, Christian. Shit, I'm not about to fucking sign up for slavery of myself to myself. Like Dylan went home with a fucking concussion and couldn't tell his wife what happened. He doesn't know. The dinner, not the dinner, Christian. The lunch when Devon told Mark in, because Devon's really like, bro, you said she's alive. I think it was Gemma, but we're saying the baby. It is what it is. Ricken's point on that. Oh yeah, I think you were talking about the baby. Any Mark was great. He had so much to say about my book.
He said he was such a gem. Or no, Milwaukee is such a jewel.
I love Ricken so much. I don't understand how he ended up with Devon. I don't understand that at all. But it is what it is. Opposites attract. In the lunch, when he's like, I was affected by Gemma too, and Mark's like, the fuck, bitch, affected? It's like if Ricken died, I would have felt bad, but I wouldn't have been affected.
Yeah, do you remember how she
he's
smelled?
grieving.
I don't
What's
think
up?
so. Do you remember how she smelled? I don't think
Right. Right. Did you have to tell her parents that their daughter died? Did your sheets smell like her for 3 weeks? It's like it's kind of harsh, but at the same time, I understand. Like, that's your sister. She does feel for you, but she'll never feel how you felt. This has hit you the highest amount of ways. So, like, her thinking, I'm trying to get us to get somewhere, like us, like, bitch, like, I would want to do this too. And Cobel just hit the nail on the head by hesitating, by him asking, like, why did you do this? Like, do you know something about my wife? Dude, she almost gave in. She almost gave in, Christian. Like, you see her face? It's like, dude, we've taken so much from this man. What's up?
she did.
Yeah, and then she was like, ah! She was like, ah!
Yeah. That
She
was
hit the
scary.
gas. That was
That
scary.
was a
as
scary
fuck.
scene. That was like, am I watching a horror movie right now? Kind of scene.
And some crazy shit.
That was
But
like a death scene.
It did actually. Cobel's the fucking shit. Yeah, I don't think there's nothing I didn't do. I don't think there's anything I didn't want to cover that I didn't cover. Yeah, okay. Is there anything that you want to talk about from episode 1 and 2? I don't think. Oh yeah, Drummond's also following him because he's fucking keeping an eye on. Drummond is a big white guy, Christian. That's Mr. Drummond, the intimidating guy who's, I guess, Grainer 2.0 but bigger, but also in a higher rank because Grainer worked on the 7th floor. Drummond looked like he's on the board. Like you see him, Elena, and Harmony. Yeah, that's pretty much it from my end. It's been real. We're good, Christian? Are we good? Okay, alright. Yeah, let's not fucking... Shit, man. Fuck me have to redo this shit. Anyway. It's crazy shit. Oh, mic issues. Alright. We're good? Bye.